Hello and welcome to my second Summerween vlog. This is already starting off a little bit different than I had imagined because I totally forgot to film anything yesterday, which was the first day of what was supposed to be my little camping trip. So already off to a rocky start, but I'll include some clips of our like bonfire, stuff like that. We saw some cute deers out on the road. Now we did leave our campsite in the middle of the night because we were camping in our car and it just got way too hot. It felt like we were cooking in a little oven and we were like, we need to run away before our brains are completely melted. So honestly, that felt very Summerween in a sense. In my head, I was like, we are running away from a little cryptid in the woods, and that's why we're leaving literally in the middle of the night. And I got a cool, just like video of us driving away because it was spooky. These are definitely, foresty roads and country roads. So it was kind of weird seeing them at night. And we saw deers at night too. I wish I had caught them on camera because I feel like they looked really kind of spooky, and some of their little critters. But so this is day 2 of our little trip. We're in Michigan, and I have some books that I brought that we're going to the beach, like to the lake beach, and I'm so excited. I brought some, of course, Summerween camp-esque reading, and I brought Grant, my boyfriend, Joyland by Stephen King. So we're gonna sit on the beach and read some nice Summerween books. But right now we are on our way to go get some coffee from our like favorite little coffee shop in the area that we're in. It's super, super cute. And they have like a little store, so we'll probably peek around in there. And then we're gonna get lunch at this like, I think it's called Farmhouse Deli. And it is, as it would imply, a deli, but it's definitely like upscale deli, and it's super cute. And they have like pastries, they have like, I think they do their own like some kind of like lemonades or drinks or stuff like that too, and flowers. So it's super cute. We're gonna get lunch there, and then we'll head over to the beach to read and to enjoy some of the sun. But yeah, that is my little update for the beginning of this vlog, and I'll probably insert some of the clips of what I did get while we were camping before this, maybe. And yeah, we'll see where the day takes us. We're kind of nomads since we already checked out of our hotel and we're not camping tonight. So we'll see how it goes. Hello, it is post lake trip. We got our lunch, we went to coffee, we did a bunch of things, then we went to the state park like dunes, and it was so fun. The waves were crazy, so big, and Grant was in the water for like the whole 2 hours we were there. So that was fun. I read some of my Goosebumps book actually, which is really cute. I think it's so funny reading it now, obviously as a grown-up, because when I was a kid I would devour these, but now I'm reading them and I'm like, these are so kind of silly funny, obviously, but that's really cute. It's like these kids who are visiting their cousins, I guess, even though their cousins are like super old. That's interesting. But they're visiting their cousins on like a little beach town, I think in Maine or something, and they're like going to the beach, and then they meet these 3 other kids who weirdly have the same last name as them, and these kids are saying that there is a ghost in the cave on the beach, and the 2 main characters, Terry and Jerry, brother and sister, are kind of trying to see if they're lying and investigating that claim. But yeah, it's been really cute. We decided we are going to try to go back to the campsite tonight, see if it's cool enough to sleep and stuff. We got some more fans at Walmart, and it's supposed to be way cooler tonight, so I think it will be a much better experience. We won't have to leave in the middle of the night. Tasty treat. We won't have to leave in the middle of the night due to heat, hopefully. So that is our plan, and I'll hopefully get a little bit more reading in tonight, maybe by the fire. So that is my update. We have successfully made it through the night. Our little fans worked. It is much, much cooler, and we did not overheat. And it was actually very, very cozy and cute. We watched Gravity Falls, which felt very Summerween and fun. And now we are going to make breakfast. I'm going to get ready for the day. I think we're going to walk around and just like see some of the campsite that we haven't seen yet. And I'm going to read some of my book, hopefully. But yeah, we made it through. Very happy because it's so pretty. Let me show you. All the woods. Say hi, Grant. There's him cooking on the little stove. It's so cute. Our little setup over there with our chairs. That's where we slept, in there, with the little air mattress. And it was very cozy, and it ended up being very, very nice. So I'm glad we came back and did that. Yeah, so I'm gonna get ready and have some breakfast in the woods. Hello, it's been way too long since I last updated you. This month has just been so busy in the best way. I've been doing so many fun things, but it has just been a little bit hectic, and I have not found a lot of time to sit down and film and read even and edit. So I almost scrapped this whole video, but I wanted to finish it because I enjoy making this type of content, and I want to like be able to post it and like commemorate it, I guess. But with all that being said, let me update you. I have finished, I believe, the two books that I had last talked to you about while I was out camping. I finished The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager and then Ghost Beach by R.L. Stine, the Goosebumps book. Both were fun, but not like life-changing, I would say. I'll start with Ghost Beach because it was like the sillier of the two. It is, like I said, a Goosebumps book. I did really enjoy this. I already returned it to the library. It was cute. It was fun to step back into that kind of world. I haven't read a Goosebumps book since I was probably like 10. And it was fun to just see it. Honestly, I think he still has it. Like, I think that kind of writing still holds up. And I always say this, but I feel like YA middle grade horror, I guess if you can call that, holds up very well. I think when you're younger, you're kind of scared of everything, and you really believe in ghosts and monsters and stuff like that. So I feel like it's such a good time to kind of lean into that scariness, and it's like fun to like see it through like the younger kids' perspectives, and it holds up. It was a good, cute story. The ending was spooky. I was like shook by the ending. I was like, okay, R.L. Stine. And now it reminds me like why I loved the book so much when I was younger. So that was fun to read. I did read some of that at the beach, which just was like very like perfect, setting and vibe. And like I said, I finished Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager. I believe I gave this like a 3.5, maybe a 3.75. This was fun and I enjoyed it, but like with all the other Riley Sager books I've read, it wasn't like life-changing. It wasn't like my favorite thriller by any means, but it was fun and engaging, and I was interested to see how the story ended. I do think I like this more than some of his other books, and I can see why people think it's a classic, especially for Summerween. This takes place like at a summer camp. A girl goes to the summer camp when she's like 13, I believe, and all 3 of her other cabin mates disappear, never to be seen again. And then as an adult, she goes back to be kind of a counselor / art teacher at the camp, and she's kind of trying to figure out the mystery of what happened to them. And yeah, I mean, it was really fun. It was perfectly atmospheric, all the summer settings, the summer camp vibes, perfectly described. I loved the like small town vibes too, of like when they went into the town. It was very, very briefly mentioned, but I feel like that really added to like the not Southern Gothic, the Summerween aesthetic of it. I found the story pretty engaging. It did sometimes feel like an episode of Pretty Little Liars where it was like a little bit ridiculous at times, especially like the reveal and some of the stuff that happened after the fact. I feel like there was a point where like every single person was a suspect and you were like kind of led to believe, and then when it finally was revealed, I did not guess it at all, which I think is a good thing. It was definitely pretty out there, pretty crazy. I feel like a little bit out of left field, but I still liked it. And also there was another reason it reminded me of Pretty Liars. There was like this underlying like mental hospital storyline from like the past that like the main character was uncovering, and that felt very Rosewood. What was it called? Oh, I'm gonna be so mad at myself when I remember what it was called later, but it was giving the like mental hospital in Pretty Little Liars for sure. So very interesting. I thought it was like an interesting, well done thriller, just not my favorite overall. Now today I am planning on walking around a little bit. I'm gonna go to a coffee shop and read for a while. I'm currently reading 2 more Summerween books. I'm still on my Summerween kick, and I'm reading Tourist Season, which I talked about I think in my haul. I don't know if I talked about it in this video yet. This is about basically 2 serial killers who kind of want to kill each other but also are falling in love, and I'm really into this like cozy horror like genre this year, and this I think perfectly falls into that category. I'm really loving this so far. I didn't know what to expect. I feel like I expected it to be a little bit cheesy, and of course romance, everything like that just has a little cheese to it. That's what makes it romance or makes it whatever. But this is honestly, the storyline is so much more interesting and dark than I expected going in, and I am like very much interested in the backstory of both of our main characters, why they've become the people they've become, why they started killing people. We kind of know the main male character's reasons. His name is Nolan, but we're really only beginning to uncover the female main character Harper's background, and it is like so much different than what we are led to believe, because Nolan thinks that she is a completely different person, thinks that she is somebody who has hurt him in the past and is like this really bad person, which like they're both serial killers, so they're not perfect people by any means, but he has this totally different idea of who she actually is, and we as readers know like that's not true, but we don't fully know her history. And I think every time we uncover something about her history, I'm just more and more invested in learning, you know, who she truly is. So really loving that. I love them relationship wise. They're like it's like so funny rooting for serial killers, and I feel like there's kind of a few in this book, but I'm like, why am I rooting for them? Like, this is what cozy horror does. It makes you a little bit crazy, I think, because I'm like, oh my god, hopefully they don't get caught and go to jail, because I want them to be together. I want them to be in love. So I don't know what that says about me, but really, really enjoying this. I'm going to be reading more of that like in a moment. I'm currently reading it on my Kindle. I had a physical copy of it from the library and I left it at my parents' house by accident, so I'm now reading it on my Kindle. Then the other book I'm reading, and I'm reading this between my Kindle and audiobook, which would not recommend the audiobook. It's not the best one I've ever read, but just for when I'm like walking around and doing other stuff, it's like nice to have something to listen to. That is the Haunted Forest Tour. I forgot who this is by, but I will put it up here. And I don't think I've talked about this in this vlog either, but this is really such a cool, interesting concept. It is literally about a haunted forest tour through this like forest that is entirely inhabited by cryptids, monsters, beasts, ghosts, like everything scary that you can think of is in this forest, and they lead tours through it. And this one is on Halloween night, and as you imagine, things take a turn, things go wrong, and now people are trying to escape before they are eaten off by these monsters. And while this one, I don't think the writing is like best thing I've ever read. It's pretty like basic, not in a bad way. I don't think the writing is bad. I just think it is just very like, here is what's happening, like here's the dialogue, here's what's happening, which is fine. No problem with that. I think the horror and the kills are totally making up for it, because we've had some crazy horror, crazy action, crazy kills. We have such interesting like cryptids. I kind of thought it was going to be like ones that I've already heard of, like, I don't know, Mothman, Bigfoot, I don't know what else, like ghosts, I guess. But no, they're entirely unique and creative, which I think is very cool. Like, just to like hear about the different types of monsters that this author is coming up with and seeing how they take these people out. But like I said, I'm enjoying that a lot. I'm really into both my books right now, so I'm so excited. I'm happy about that. I feel like they're gonna be good ratings. So like I said, I'm gonna walk around. I'm like, what was I saying? I'm gonna walk around, listen to my audiobook, and then I'm gonna head to a coffee shop and sit down and read for a few hours, and just hang out and be out and about. And then I think I'll just bop around to maybe a few shops, maybe go to the bookstore, but I'm not sure about that because I'm trying not to buy books right now, so we'll see. But that is my plan, so let's get ready to go do that. I'm already in my little outfit. It's feeling a little fall spooky out because it's a little cloudy. It's like in and out, you can probably tell by the lighting, but so I'm already in my outfit, ready to go, and yeah, let's just get into it. Okay, hello, I'm back from my little walk around. I went to the coffee shop. I had such a good time. I got so much reading in, and then walked around to TJ Maxx. They had some of their Halloween stuff out already, which is crazy. It is August, but I'm doing a summer reading video, so who am I to judge? But I took a peek. I didn't get anything just because I probably don't need any more Halloween stuff, to be so honest. And that's not to say that I won't buy anything, but anything, so refrain from now. And yeah, it was so fun. And then I stopped by the grocery store and I picked up a few things because tonight I'm gonna make some Summerween themed dinner, sort of. I will do that later. I'm not super hungry right now, but I will do that later. I have got some stuff to make a fun little drink because I can't have a yummy dinner and not have a fun drink, so obviously had to get that. And then my plan is, right now I actually think I'm gonna jump back into the tourist season because I am just like addicted to it right now and I want to keep reading and find out what's happening. So I'm probably just gonna hang out on my couch and do that. And then later, like once I like got my little dinner all set up and everything like that, I think I'm gonna watch a scary movie. I don't know which one yet. I do want to do like a Summerween one. I feel like maybe Jeepers Creepers. I've had that on my list to watch forever and I just like haven't yet, but I feel like that's a good Summerween one. I don't know. I really am not decided. Maybe also The Ruins. I know that's a Summerween one. I could also watch Gravity Falls. I've been watching Gravity Falls a lot this summer, just like a few episodes here and there, and obviously it's like the perfect Summerween kind of watch. It is what invented Summerween, or at least what, you know, where the name came from. So I've been just kind of indulging in that and rewatching some of those episodes. I used to watch it when I was younger and they're so fun. Another thing that just holds up so well. For the rest of my plans, I'm gonna get back into some reading and I will update you later when I'm making my little spooky dinner. Okay, I apologize for the angle, but I'm finally making my little dinner. I wanted to make a really fun, spooky little hot dog. I've seen them on Pinterest where people will write out like Summerween with mustard. Unfortunately, I just tried to do that and it did not work. It's kind of a bummer, but I think it looks kind of spooky anyway because I did mustard and I did Chicago green, like ultra green relish. It's like almost like a neon green. So it's kind of like spooky. It's like alien, I guess. I don't know. Swamp. And now I'm making a dirty soda. This is like my favorite little sweet treat right now is a dirty soda. And I'm doing coconut cream. I'm going to do a lime. I'm going to do Diet Coke and ice. I would have gotten cherry syrup. I did forget, but I usually do like to do a little cherry syrup as well. But that's okay. I think it'll still be very yummy. But let's talk about my book really quick right after I put my ice in my drink. Pretty far into my book at this point and just loving where we're at. It's, you know, basically Nolan has come to this town to kill Harper. He thinks, as I mentioned, that she's somebody else who's hurt him and his brother in the past. And so he's out for revenge. But the more time he spends with her, he realizes that she's different than what he imagined. And I'm loving their romance so much. Like, it's definitely a little bit of that somewhat cheesy, stereotypical, like, touch her and you'll die, like, type thing. Like, he's overprotective. He's very jealous of, like, everyone else who gets to spend time with her. And I'm like, I kind of love that. Call me crazy. But I think there's levels to it. I think, like, if it's, like, where she literally can't have another man in her life, like, that's where it's, like, a little icky. But it is almost, like, warranted in a sense because he's basically, they're teaming up to help each other despite kind of wanting to kill each other for reasons. And there is also this guy in town who when I first, like, read the summary, I thought he was, like, a cop or, like, an investigator. He's actually, like, a true crime guy. And he's in town trying to uncover some of Cape Carnage's mysteries, which town is called Cape Carnage, which is so funny. I forgot what I was going to say. I was saying that I love the protection thing. I don't know. But it's just, like, a very sweet, like, added layer to the story that she, her character is very kind of alone in the world. She can't share her secret with anybody. She's got this past that, like, has left her traumatized and a completely different person, and she came to Cape Carnage to escape all of that, and I remember what I was saying, to escape all of that and, like, build a new life. And so she kind of feels like this older man is the only person who really knows her in that way until Nolan comes, and then she's starting to kind of trust him and, like, show him more of her, but she still has all that fear. She doesn't know if he's faking his care because she knows that he wants to kill her at the end of the day, and there's, like, reasons that he's not for now. She doesn't know if it's that or if there's actual genuine care growing there. But it's a dual POV. I think I forgot to say that, which I love, a dual POV. So his POVs, we know he is down so bad. He is, like, obsessive. Like, he's like, I love her. Like, forget it all. Which is kind of crazy because the thing that he thinks that she did is absolutely insane. She didn't do it, but, like, it's absolutely insane. So it's kind of funny that he's, like, almost over it because I'm like, that's, like, kind of crazy. And, like, that was his sole reason for coming to the island, was to kill her out of revenge for that. So I don't know, because there's also moments where it's like she doesn't tell him that who she really is, but she keeps saying, like, I'm not who you think I am. I'm not that person. I didn't, like, she's even kind of implied, like, I didn't do that, like, blah, blah, blah. And he's not even, like, questioning it. He's just, like, almost where he's like, I don't care anymore that she did that, and it's like, I just need to forgive her and, like, move on. It's like, listen to her, King. Like, listen, turn the brain on. She's telling you she's not even the person that did that. Like, you are not listening to her. And it's like, it's kind of annoying. I wish she would be like, just tell me, like, who you actually are, and, like, why do I think that you're this other girl that almost killed me, essentially? Like, what? Get to the root. But he's just like, she's so hot and amazing that I don't even care, which is crazy. but respect, I guess. I don't know. But I'm loving this. I might try to finish tonight, but I don't know how far I am in. I feel like I'm at least halfway through, but I need to check my Kindle. Anyways, all that being said, let me update you on my little food sitch. Here, okay, you can't see anything. Hold on. Okay, it looks so crazy, but I swear it's good. Doesn't look that way. But it's kind of cute in Summerween, right? Someone tell me yes. Little mustard, scary swamp relish, and some orange Cheetos. Low effort vibe, but you know, it works. Okay, now I'm also just gonna try my little drink really quick. Delicious. If you have not tried a little dirty soda yet, you need to get into it, because they actually maybe don't, because they're so addicting that it could be dangerous for you. So I don't know. But okay, that's my little update. I'm going to eat, and I think I'm going to try to find a little Summerween movie to watch, and then maybe read some more. I don't know if I'll update you again. I probably will, because I feel like I need to do a little wrap up. But in the meantime, I'm going to chow down and watch a movie. Okay, bye. Hello. Okay, I'm wrapping up the video today. Sorry, I look a little crazy because I'm not wearing makeup, but yes, I'm wrapping up the video. Sorry that this was like kind of all over the place. It's a little bit messy. I really wanted to do like fun Summerween videos, and then life just took over and got really crazy. So, you know, I think every time I make a new vlog, a new idea, stuff like that, I learn a lot in the process, and I am better for it. But I'm like slightly disappointed on how this turned out, but I still want to put it out. I still had fun. I still read so many books, which I'm very happy about, very proud of myself, because I got through so many of my TBR books that I had. So you gotta give credit where it's credit's due, I guess. But yes, wrapping up, I did watch Jeepers Creepers last night. I think I inserted a few clips, which I did like. I think I'll give it a 3 out of 5. It was a very classic 2000s summer horror movie. I was right. This is like a really good summer horror movie. It's about these two siblings who are coming home from college on spring break, and they are like taking the long road back. So they're in these country roads. They basically get harassed by this like crazy van, and they almost like get run off the road, and then they see the van later on parked in front of this old church, and looks like the driver is doing something suspicious. Let me say right now, I think I have to give it a lower score for one, the fact that they make the worst decisions ever. Like, obviously I feel like that is also kind of a canon event in these like early 2000s movies. Like, the characters just make the worst decisions ever. But oh my god, these were the worst decisions ever. So I was like a little bit like, oh my god, frustrated. Like, I feel like I was like screaming at the TV type of movie, which sometimes is fun. But, and also I don't think I loved the reveal of like the villain, I'll say. Like, it's not my vibe, I guess. I don't know. It was a little like silly. I think also, again, like the 2000s of it all, like it probably would be different today. But I did love Justin Long in this. The other actress, I don't know her. I've never seen her before, but she did really, really good as well. Loved the setting, loved the creepy vibe. The ending, I will say, the last like scene, I was like, I literally, my jaw dropped. So that was cool. I just like, it wasn't a standout, but it was fun to watch while I ate my like not aesthetic Summerween dinner, unfortunately. And then I finished Tour Season by Bryn Weaver, and now me and Bryn Weaver have beef, because how the hell are you gonna end your book like that? We finally, like, Nolan kind of finally uncovers the truth, and we finally know the truth about Harper, and this is like a spoiler, but it just ends. It's like, and I know it's a trilogy. I think the second book just came out this year though, like 2 months ago, which I didn't realize. So like, who knows when we're getting the third book? Oh my god. But it ended on such a it ended on like 3 cliffhangers. And so yeah, I'm like, was waiting the entire book for him to realize, like, this is not the girl he thought she was, and we finally get it, and then the book ends, and we don't get the resolution yet, which honestly, I will say that kind of annoyed me. I think this book is gonna be like a 4.5, because I do hate miscommunication trope. Well, I think this kind of like borders on miscommunication versus like something else. I don't know. It is just like, oh my God, I just want you to tell him. Like if it were me and someone was like coming after me to kill me in revenge of something that they think I did and I didn't do, because that's like not me, I would be like, hey, let me clear the air really quick. Let me break it down for you, because I know she's like keeping a promise to her like mentor / person that she's taking care of, Arthur, and we don't know like specifically what the promise is. She just like keeps implying, other than like taking care of Cape Carnage, but she just keeps implying that like she can't tell her like real backstory because of a secret or because of a promise she's keeping to Arthur. And I'm like, what could it possibly be that you are like willing to risk this man at the beginning murdering you because he thought you were this girl? That was really annoying. And so when we got to the end and he finally realized and we don't get to see this resolution, I'm like, Bryn, girl, we've got beef. But that being said, once I film my TBR video, this is going to be top of the list. I've already downloaded it back to my Kindle. I'm already on it because I want to read this next one so freaking bad. So, I mean, it was good. It kept me engaged. I loved the characters, loved the spicy scenes, but if you read this, don't look into that comment. Anyways, loved that, loved the setting. This is the perfect Summerween setting. Cape Carnage, like a spooky, weird little like seaside town, or maybe island, I never know, that like everyone is kind of weird and morbid. Oh, love that. If you like Widow's Bay, that this is a good setting for you. I will say nothing else about this is giving Widow's Bay, so keep that in mind, but the setting very much could give Widow's Bay. I loved all our characters, even the side characters. Yeah, the crazy plot twist. I know some people say it's spoilers to even say there's plot twists, but there was like 3 of them, so I feel like you won't be able to know which one. I don't know if that's spoiler, sorry, but they were crazy. I was like kind of gagged. So I'm so excited to read the next one. I think even if I don't get on my TBR, I have to read it no matter what. So that is my little review on that book. Again, loved it. I'm still reading my Haunted Forest tour, so unfortunately I don't have any updates on that, but I had so much fun. Like I said, I read quite a few books during this. I read Last Time I Lied, the ghost speech one. I actually don't think I talked about this, but I read Where They Hide the Body. What is it called? I'm forgetting what it's called, but I read the T. Kingfisher, something about bodies, the one with the vulture on the cover. I read that too. I don't even think I talked about that, but literally read and finished that in like a day and a half, and that was also really fun. So far that's my favorite T. Kingfisher book I've read by them. The first one I read was The Twisted Ones, and I was just not a fan, which is sad because I feel like so many people love her, so I really am trying to give her more opportunities because I want to love her. So I did like that one a lot better. And then tour season, and now I'm just finishing up Haunted Forest tour. I think that was it. But yeah, I had so much fun. I love Summerween. I love spooky books. And now I'm probably going to film a few more summer-ish videos. And then September that's fall to me. Like, we are getting into the fall vibes. We are gonna, Halloween hunt, read scary books. Again, if I could read scary books all year, I would. And actually I do. So I don't even know why I said that. I literally read them all year. But yeah, okay. Well, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.